leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Was chasing the beer that circled the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television, Paradise Studios in beautiful
downtown Massapequa,
New York, right by the Long Island Railroad and the pizzeria where Richie and I just had chicken palm.
Chicken palm, right?
I treated
It was like
Richie.
9 pounds. You know, they talk about all the restaurants can't afford to have.
Oh, yeah.
There was like 9 pounds of chicken.
Chicken palm. So what Richie and I did was we said, let's be smart. We're both diabetics, right? We could say that.
Right.
HIPAA. We can't
We
say
only
that.
had
HIPAA.
half-
We can't say that we're
No.
diabetic. No, it's HIPAA. It's private. It's
Oh,
privileged information.
Well,
Hey, guys, John, you know who loves chicken parmesan?
We're going there.
We're going there. We had a whole thing planned.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But we decided, John and I, that we were going to split
Yes.
a huge bowl of
So
pasta.
we both took our chicken cutlet. We cut it in half. We asked the guy for a plate. We put the plate over here. We ate the half. Then we took the plate and we ate the second half.
Right. Because
We felt better and we put it aside for a while. Hey, Patrick. But Laughter Saves Lives is brought to you by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. Michael Barasch, we're trying to get him on over the coming weeks. Great guy. I found out something else that Michael Barasch does for the first responders, a free will
Ooh.
for all first
Wow.
responders. So thank you, Michael Barasch. So Richie, it's nice to have you here.
Yes.
Happy holidays. I didn't even bring in one Christmas decoration. You have your lights up? You have lights up?
We
What do you do?
have some decorations, but I have to go in the attic and pull out like 14 boxes.
Have you ever knocked on in the attic when, like, my wife will buy stuff because we didn't go in the attic and get the stuff out? I got so much stuff.
We like to buy all new every year.
I like to do that with the lights because when
Just
I put
so
them
don't have to
away,
go up in that
because
attic.
when you put the lights away, you're like, so I decorate very ADHD-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
Takes me 5 or 6 days. I'll put a strand of lights up, and the next night I'll get another strand or two, and
Yeah.
I'll put them up, and
then Christmas is the next day.
Yeah.
And then it all comes back.
and then it
down.
all comes down. Oh, you
In
know what I wanted to say,
February.
Richie?
Yes.
Today is December 7th, right? Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes. Never forget.
Never forget. I just wanted to read a little thing. The Japanese Navy Air Service on this date attacked the neutral United States at the naval station of Pearl Harbor near Honolulu, Hawaii, killing 2,403 Americans and injuring another 1,778.
Yep.
Never forget, just like 9/11, this is 80 plus years ago. Never ever forget. They attacked and sank 4 U.S. Navy battleships and damaged a bunch of others. Never forget.
Never forget.
So that's December 7th.
I was raised never forgetting that date.
Yes. So here's what I did. I went, Rich,
Yes.
to
Tom.
the diabetes doctor today.
How'd that go?
That went good. Where the hell are my notes for my topics that I was going to talk about? Oh, here they are. I went swimming today after the doctor.
Yeah.
First time in Eisenhower Park pool. Now, what I do is I don't swim. So I run in the water.
Yes.
I run and I do this and I push the water like for 35 minutes. I keep
You're
moving.
working hard. Obviously, you got bad news at the doctor.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I got like, you're doing good with your diabetes, you're eating right. I mean, the chicken palm kind of messed us up, but we'll be back on track tomorrow.
Yeah.
You swim, you work out. You didn't play pickleball
walk.
with us.
I didn't play pickleball. You go too early in the morning.
We're going 8 o'clock tomorrow. John Santo.
I said to my wife, I said I was invited to go play pickleball. She goes, it's one day out of the whole month they ask you to go play.
Yeah.
You can't wake up that one day.
No, she's got a point. We would love to see you out there. We had a lot of fun. Here's the joke I was talking about
Yeah.
with you. I said I want to write a new joke on the air every week.
Yeah.
And I want to get your thoughts when I throw it out. The first thing that hits you.
Right.
Okay. Now the joke isn't funny yet.
Right.
It's in the but I
course.
want it. But the premise is, I think,
Right.
I'm teaching my little 1.5-year-old granddaughter animal sounds.
Right.
The doggy woof woof. Right.
Right.
So I started thinking, what if I teach her sounds that really don't pertain to that animal?
Right.
Right. And let her learn all these sounds. And finally, somebody sooner or later is going to ask it. Like the turtle really is the turtle sound I taught her is this. And she does it now. That's not what a turtle does.
Right.
You know?
You never even hear a turtle.
No. So
Bubbles.
I say a doggy. I teach her funny sounds. So what comes to you in this bit to make it funnier? Is anything hit you right off the top? Of course, it would be two funny sounds. Then it's got to be something that slams, right?
I would love her to make a sound back at you, maybe.
Before I say it?
Well, no, like you give her two,
Mm-hmm.
like this is this, and she went, you know, that's the sound of an idiot or an idiot grandfather.
Wow. What does grandbabs do?
You go,
all
what
right,
is
I
that
see where you're
sound? And she goes, that's grandpa.
I see where you're going.
You know, something like that.
Not
bad, right? Not bad for our first.
No, I'm sure Claudia will do better. But anyway,
Yeah.
And Richie teaches classes on how to develop punchlines.
Never that fast.
It's never that fast. You're right. A big show we're going to be doing over the summer. We're in the beginning stages.
I can't wait.
The Clubhouse in East Hampton, where movie stars and athletes hang out. We're going to be doing a Laugh to Save Lives night out there.
I can't wait. Am I invited to that one?
You were invited. It will cost you $50 ticket, just like everybody else.
I'll probably be away. No, when is it?
I don't have a date yet.
Oh.
Don't have a date yet. Oh, let's talk about February 10th for a second. Cat G, benefit for Cat G at the Belmore Theater.
That I'm on.
Rich Walker is on that show. Buy your tickets now. This thing I think is going to sell out because I'm hitting everybody up. It's going to be a fun night, a typical Laughter Saves Lives show.
Right.
Local family, helping a local family, a lot of love in the room. In memory of my guys lost on 9/11, we're going to be helping this family. It's going to be a great night. And Rich Walker is, I think, headlining that show.
Sure.
You think he is?
I would love to.
Would you like the headline?
I would love to, yeah.
All right, you're in. You're in. I drove to Connecticut. Well, let me say this. I did a show at Club G for Mandy and Bonnie.
I heard you were hysterical.
Right? Thank you. Thank you so much. The Wildflowers?
Jeff Goldberg, the comedian, said he was there. They were hysterical.
They call it
the Wildflower Show. Yeah.
Ladies, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. But here's what happened at the show, Rich.
Yeah.
Now, you do a joke, I think, on something like this. I'm walking through the audience getting ready for my set, and a very, very young, attractive young lady, winks at me, Rich.
Yeah.
Now, you know the wink. It's not just, it's a wink. Now, I'm 63, so I've been winked at in 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it startled me. And I walked past it. I'm sitting there going, wow, I still got a little bit. You know, I got this. Maybe my shirt wasn't tucked in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Looking good. So I went back and I said to her, I said, did you just wink at me?
Yeah.
And she's, he went,
Oh,
what are you
poor
talking
girl,
about? She had a twitch. She had a freaking twitch. No, she didn't. Fun night. Thank you, girls, for having me, ladies. Can I say girls? That's a typical right now thing.
Yeah.
Can you say girls?
Sure, why not?
Thank you, ladies, for having me. I had such a fun night. Aunt Rosie, she was on the show last week. I attended the 90th birthday party in Connecticut of Angela Rose. 90 years old, my aunt who used to live upstairs from me. And I said, when I was a kid, my dad worked 2 jobs.
Yeah.
My mom didn't drive, and Angela Rose drove me to baseball practices, Cub Scouts, whatever. Special person in my life. It was so nice to bring my dad and see all my cousins. Some of them I haven't seen in a while. In that little room back there in Connecticut, in what was the name of the Nutmeg?
Oh,
the Nutmeg restaurant.
Wow.
The Nutmeg.
Still there?
It's beautiful, decorated beautifully. So I think that's really all I have right now.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this, Rich.
Please.
We have a young lady in the waiting room. I think she has a Santa hat on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Now we're doing a new show. We don't have a start date yet. It's called Bookends.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a young child, maybe 6 to 8. I got to remember how old she is. Young child and a senior citizen.
Right.
And they're going to ask each other questions that maybe we write.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in the middle to try to create a little more funny than maybe they're creating and put this all together. And hopefully after Bobby edits, it'll look beautiful.
Very interesting.
So we wanted to kind of talk to one of the young ladies who's going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Let's bring her in.
Click.
Let's bring her in. And her name is Juliana. Hello, Juliana.
Hi.
Hello, Juliana.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. I actually just got back from Karate Haw. So you better watch out because I'm a yellow belt.
Oh, the yellow belt.
Yeah, you heard me.
I did. I have a yellow belly, almost like a yellow belt.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Juliana. So you're gonna be on my show coming up, and we're gonna have some senior citizens. Do you have any senior citizens in your family?
What do you consider a senior citizen?
No, what do you consider how old is your mom? How old is she?
Never tell someone another person's age.
Very good, Juliana. Since she's standing right there with your dinner and saying, we're not feeding you if you answer that question. So do you have a grandma, grandpa, or aunt and uncle?
Yeah, my grandpa's upstairs sleeping.
Is he? Now, what do you think of your grandpa? Is he a smart guy?
Yes.
Is there anything he does that kind of annoys you a little bit?
Let's see here. He
Nothing?
He forgets a lot.
Does he?
Oh, he does. Well, we have that problem.
Yeah, we do that too. We do that too. Did he ever forget anything that was important to you, like to feed you or something like that? Or
he actually forgot the father-daughter dance last year.
Oh,
wow.
So you had to
He
dance.
could have became principal for the day.
Principal for the day?
Yeah.
All right. So now, as a young lady, what are you good at other than karate?
I do a lot of instruments and stuff like that.
What do you
I
play?
do piano, I do trumpet, I do ukulele. There's too much things to count. I can't count. I can't count
Now,
them all.
what do you do with the instruments? You fix them or you play them? Are you?
I play them.
Oh, I thought maybe you just.
What grade are you in?
I'm in third grade.
Third. She's
Instruments in third grade?
Yeah.
Are other kids learning the instruments as well, or is it just you?
Yeah.
There's a whole band thing for my school. So like there's a whole group and there's a lot of instruments that different kids can play and age groups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I'm doing trumpet.
But Miss Juliana, you're playing a lot of instruments. Are they short on the amount of people in the band? Like, do you play the trumpet, then you have to run and play another instrument, then you have to go?
No, I actually have. I have some of the instruments, and I have a private piano teacher that comes here.
Oh.
And my grandpa's teaching me how to play the ukulele.
If he remembers.
If he remembers.
Yeah, and wakes up. You got to wake him up to do that. Grandpa.
Not like he's actually going to wake up because he's like, oh, I need to stay in bed. Give me my cereal and oatmeal.
He's probably tired from carrying all your instruments back and forth.
I think I'm the one carrying them.
So what is your favorite thing about your parents? What is who's standing? Is that your mom over there?
Yeah.
Let me see her face. Where's mom?
Oh, wait. No, she's not here. No, she's not here. No, she's not here.
Okay. Hey, Mom. How are you?
Hi.
All right. All right. So are you excited to be on this TV show?
I'm very excited.
That's what we want to hear, right, Rich?
Yeah, I'm so thankful that I'm actually being here right now.
The what?
I'm very thankful that I'm actually here right now.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Well,
we're
thank you
thankful.
for doing
We're
it.
thankful. All right. So we'll let you know at the first taping of the show, but you passed your audition. You're hysterical. You're sweet. You have a nice hat, and you talk to old people like Richie and I, which is good. That's it?
Thank you.
All right. Merry Christmas.
So John, tell her, I think what she's waiting for, let her hear the words. You're officially going to be on the show.
You're officially going to be on the show.
All right.
Thank
Maybe
you.
play an instrument or two, but you are on the show. You're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy rehearsal.
I don't think I got anything busy. I'm basically clean off finished for the day.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
she's
All right. Then you chill out.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
Juliana.
Juliana. So Juliana is part of the new Bookends,
Yeah.
produced
look at
by
that.
Laughter Saves Lives.
Right.
We need more senior citizens for the show.
Yes.
So Claudia is much too young. So I don't want to hear Claudia volunteer.
I could do
Much
it.
too young.
I could do it.
So let's go to break, and we'll be back with our first guest or our second guest. I should.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives live. Here on Strong Island Television. Did you look at live? She was great. She was great.
terrific?
She's a sweetheart.
Smart, funny.
Smart, funny.
She's going to be great.
Yeah. Unlike us.
Yeah,
smart,
she won't
funny.
disappoint.
It's college time. They're having their finals. My daughter is 21. Richie's
19.
Give them a call. Say hello. Give them a little rah-rah.
Yeah.
Right? They need that.
Yeah, I guess.
No?
My daughter doesn't like to be bothered. She likes to do her work, and she's like an honor student kind of thing, but she never needed help from me.
Oh no?
No.
No, my daughter always needed help from me.
Yeah.
Not with her studies or anything, just to
money,
move stuff.
Oh yeah, move.
Just to move.
That I've done many a time.
Our next guest, he has been on the show numerous times. We love having him on, especially when we can't find anybody else. Please, a nice warm welcome for Chef Tom Pavanelli from Jersey.
There he is.
One of our favorite people. I kid you. Tom is sitting in the oven right now. Why is it so dark by you?
He's outside.
Well, I'm at the catering hall here. We got some parties this weekend, so Butch told me to turn off all the lights, so I had to turn off all the lights.
The whole catering. There's a party going on, and you had to shut off the lights. How you doing, my friend? How's business?
Good, gentlemen. How are you? Everything is wonderful. Can't complain.
You must be crazy this time of year.
For the next couple of weeks, it'll be pretty crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good at least, right? You'll make some cash. That's always good.
What's the bill of fare tonight? What are you cooking?
Tonight we're just prepping. We have parties Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week. So.
Wow.
And what kind of parties? Office parties?
We have an office party on Friday night. We have a bar mitzvah or two bar mitzvahs on Saturday, and then I think a 60th birthday on Sunday.
All right. Before we get to the main reason we have you on, let's say Richie and I are throwing a party, because Richie and I, we're out there, we're mingling. We got a lot of friends, Richie and I. And so Richie and I want to throw a party. We go, Tom, listen, we want one signature dish. One dish that when people come in, they're going to go, oh, my God, is that Chef Tom again making that dish? What dish would you recommend?
I have to go with my chicken cordon bleu. It was the first I learned to make, and it's the one that I've perfected over the years. So we're going chicken cordon bleu all the way.
Is there a special ingredient that you could tell us, or is that HIPAA also?
With the chef, it's not HIPAA, but I'd have to make it disappear.
I get you. All right, I get you. So it's the cordon bleu. Holidays at your house. You doing the cooking?
It'll be with my family this year, but not at my house. But I usually do the cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to ask a chef a question.
Yes.
My question, I am the worst cook in the world because I can't make the peas come out the same time the potatoes are done. So that's cold. Is there a course on just teaching scheduling of cooking?
There is culinary time management courses. Yes.
You're kidding.
Isn't it called put aluminum foil on the first thing that's done? Isn't that what that's called?
Stick it in the microwave to hold. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were classes like that. Just like pharmacy school should add one more day and teach them how to find the prescription once it's on the shelf. I don't get they all baffled. It's W.
True. It's true. It's true. So you were a firefighter for a while, got very busy with taking care of your family and working, and it's hard to keep up the amount of responses
that
you need. But you have now done something to get back into the field. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Tell us
about that.
So we here in Morris County, New Jersey, have the New Jersey Antique Firefighters or Fire Trucks Association. And we run a Ford L8000 rescue truck that we now use as a canteen truck. So it's almost like a food truck. We run it out to Warren, Morris, and Sussex counties when there's major incidents that occur. And we help support the first responders that are, putting their lives on the line out there, because some of us don't have the time to do that anymore. So we assist in other ways.
Love it. So they're going to be eating chicken cordon bleu at the third alarm?
We're working on that, but it hasn't gotten that extensive yet.
So what are you serving right now?
So, right now we're trying to just do like quick grab me's on scene, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, little snacks of, chips and, maybe some, little cakes of sorts. We got a lot of donations from bakeries around the area that we, help supply, and BJ's and Costco, help us out a lot with donations, and Walmart. So beverages and such right now.
Is this set up like a food truck, even though it's a fire truck?
No, so this is a rescue truck. We have a lot of things on it, and once we arrive on scene, we usually pull out some tables, get the generator going. The coffee is inside. They have a whole setup with the coffee machines inside, and
we do have pictures coming up in just a minute or two. So while you guys are talking, once we get those in, they're popping up.
What about some sandwiches? Peanut butter and jelly, bologna.
Yeah, so we're working on all that stuff. Eventually, hopefully, we can have, we could put out some flat top, electric grills, and maybe do some Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches or egg sandwiches, and quick grab and goes. There it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, can you go? Oh yeah, you can go inside that vehicle. So it's like
yeah.
Very nice. And you have one truck so far, right? But you're looking for another?
One truck so far, but we're doing fundraising events, and we're trying to put new things on this one, and hopefully get a new one.
Beautiful.
I heard through a phone call I got the other day from Tom.
Yeah.
That we may be doing a comedy show to raise some money for the canteen. Am I correct?
Certainly hope so. We're working on it feverishly right now. So we're looking to perhaps do it in April.
After we do this show, you're going to have enough to bump it up to bologna sandwiches.
Yep. After the show, bologna sandwiches. Well, it would
be an honor. To brag.
It would be an honor to do the show and work with you guys. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Any place they can find what you guys are doing on the interweb?
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook. We're the New Jersey Antique Fire Truck Association. And you can see they've got some pictures. One of the very first calls that they went on was a restaurant fire in Mount Arlington or Mount Olive. So that was the first call they went in on. And we're just trying to get out there, trying to let people know, what we're doing. And I just started a little while ago with them. So yeah. I needed to get back into it in some aspect, and this has been the best way so far, being that I can't devote, the time that I used to be able to.
Great idea.
Well, we met years ago at a comedy show. You had us come in. I don't know how you found out about us. Maybe it's through Butch. I don't know, because
I saw you on the news when they were calling you Johnny Rocks.
That's right, Johnny Rocks. Scott Stanford named me Johnny Rocks.
Wow.
Okay, that's right. Good. Well, it's been a wonderful relationship. I mean, you do some pretty funny stuff on Facebook with your kids.
Thank you.
When did you start doing that?
It was, my son, Michael, and my daughter, Isabella, they wanted to, they're always fascinating about being YouTube bloggers. And so I said one day, let's do something, let's just do some funny stuff. And my son actually came up with the name of our YouTube channel, which is Pocket Full of Meatballs.
Uh-huh.
So we do something. We haven't done anything in a while because I'm trying to, I'm doing the TikTok thing and the Instagram thing. So, but we've posted some pretty funny videos out there. It was all for them.
Check it out.
Don't forget, we've tasted Tommy's food because I drove up from my house to North Jersey to Tommy to pick the food up, and then I came out to Long Island for our gala, and we had his food.
Wow. That's right.
This man can cook.
Forgot about that. Yep.
Yes, thank you. That's right.
This man can cook. We've tasted his food.
Yeah, we'll be doing another gala, almost gala next year, we hope. So good luck with the truck. Keep us posted on the comedy show. We'd love to help. And we will see you around the block, my friend.
Yes, we will.
Great
Stay
chatting.
Stay safe.
Thanks, Tom. Be well. So that's Chef Tom from Jersey. Jersey.
Awesome.
Jersey. They're going to be
He's
doing
from
some great
Jersey.
work with the antique trucks and responding to calls. I know when I was at a fire for a long time and I was able to grab a quick sandwich and some Gatorade, and it really made a difference.
Revitalizes everything.
Yeah.
It recharges.
I don't know if I ever told you the story about the greatest meal I've ever had in my life.
Whoa.
Definitely the greatest meal I ever had in an emergency, but in my life.
Yeah.
It was on September 11th, 2001. Or was it the 12th? I don't remember exactly. I was leaning against the truck, taking a break. And in the fire department, they say taking a blow. Right? When you're taking a break, you're taking a blow. Right? So I was sitting there, and a truck pulls up from Homestead Restaurants, the famous steakhouse in Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
And he says, "Hey, brother, you hungry?" Because we were eating McDonald's burgers for the first 2 days, like on the pile, right? So I go, yeah. He takes out this stuffed pork chop with mashed potatoes in a styrofoam container.
Yeah.
Richie, it was, now, look at the whole situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
disaster.
Number one, that's why it tasted so good. But it was so good that I said to myself, I will never go to that restaurant and eat that meal.
Right.
There's no way it would have tasted the same, And I always say that was the best meal of my life. Best tasting meal of my life. Let's go to a break, and then we'll bring in Claudia.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of LifeVac.
We're here today to announce that to date, LifeVac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created LifeVac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
LifeVac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net. vac.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of choking accidents.
Chicken palm was too much. It was just too much. We ate too much.
It was too much.
Can we just, Bobby, can we take a 5-minute nap? Can you play a bunch of commercials? No,
just
it's
go
not
later.
right. Well, we got Claudia Bonavita standing by. Let's bring in Claudia Bonavita. Hello, Claudia.
How are you?
How's the foot? Claudia hurt the foot.
Yeah, it's still in pain.
I felt so bad for I get it.
Yeah.
I got plantar fasciitis also, man.
And a heel spur, and I have a tendon on the heel spur.
Ugh.
Can I say one thing before we go
You
on?
always
and
say,
we get,
can I say? You can say.
I want to say it because like
Whatever
you
you
have your
want.
set schedule, whatever.
No, I don't. There's some
What I learned about Claudia this year, there is nothing that she can't do.
Yes.
If she puts her mind to it. She's a director, producer, comedian, actress,
Pilot.
Pilot.
No, that's it.
No.
That's it.
All right, wait, Rich. Then this is something you may not know. I
Yeah.
can write simultaneously with both hands.
No.
One forward, one backwards, one forward, upside down and backwards, upside down and right side up.
That's amazing.
That'll get you on America's Got Talent.
That's amazing. A quick. We had a guy in our firehouse who was like you. Did everything. No matter what you said, he did it. Right. We're at a nuclear power plant at a class upstate, and the instructor goes, "Has anybody ever worked at a nuclear power plant before?" And Dennis is in the back of the room. We lost Dennis on 9/11.
Yeah.
He's in the back of the room, and we're all going, "No friggin' way." We all turn around, and there's Dennis with his hand up. In the military.
I never worked at a nuclear power plant.
Have you ever worked at a nuclear power plant?
No.
So we have you on the main reason.
My husband did. My husband did.
Did he?
He spackled and taped the storm.
That's one degree of separation.
Yeah, that
counts.
counts.
He did.
How's he feeling?
Not so good. He's sick.
Oh no, you got COVID.
All right, it's HIPAA again.
Oh.
HIPAA, you can't bring this stuff up on the air.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't even know what HIPAA is.
I don't either. All right. So I like saying it. Claudia, we brought you on because you sent me an email a few weeks ago, and I wasn't able to make the ceremony, and I apologize.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your dad and the service he gave to the community.
Yes. So my dad was a fireman for North Babylon Fire Department. He was a resident of Babylon Town for 86 years. He moved here when he was 2 years old.
Wow.
He was a Korean War vet. I actually have his flag with me today.
Wow,
He was a Korean War vet. And when he came back from Korea, 1952, he went and became a fireman. And so he passed right when COVID started and the pandemic started. He died April 10th, 2020.
Okay.
Because of that, we never were able to do a wake or a funeral or a ceremony or anything. I'm probably going to get North Babylon in trouble with those men. They are forever going to be in my heart. They're amazing people. And when my dad's hearse went down Belmont Avenue, the firemen were in Class A uniform, even though it was COVID, outside saluting as my dad went by.
Love it.
And all along Belmont Avenue, there were people, friends, family, even though it was the middle of the pandemic, they stood on the street, and just, paid respect to my dad. So he was the president of North Babylon Fire Department from 66 to 67 when I was really little.
Yeah.
And and had he lived to today, it would have been 70 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, because of the pandemic, North Babylon wasn't really able to have any kind of memorial until just recently, about a month ago.
Look at that.
And so they did a whole memorial for him at the firehouse, and it was just amazing, and everyone got to say something. I spoke, my sister spoke, and there was another family there, Sal Rosina. So my dad, Sal Rosina, and my best friend since we were 3 years old's dad, Randy Randazzo. Randy's still alive. He was there a month ago, and they would eat breakfast at the firehouse up until the time my dad passed and until the pandemic. every week, many days a week. And they would volunteer, even though they weren't active members. Although at one point, my father was the oldest active member of North Babylon Fire Department.
Wow.
He was an EMT and he was on the ambulance. And so they used to eat breakfast. And while they were there, they would stuff envelopes. They would, do things around the firehouse for the firemen. Yeah. They were at every cookout. They used to cook, the food and work the barbecues well into their 80s. I have some stuff I want to show you because I don't know where. I think I'm going to donate some of this stuff to a fireman museum, but he had, this is something everyone should have in their basement, right?
It's an
old antique nozzle from a fire hose. One of my favorite pictures, and I know it's a little late. I should have scanned them and given them to Butch, but my dad was on a flyer. There was a fire in like a wooded area, and there was a squirrel that couldn't breathe. And this is a picture of my dad giving oxygen to a squirrel.
Oh, wow.
To resuscitate the squirrel.
So cool.
So that my dad was part of the Department of Environmental Conservation. He was the Regional Floodplain Management Coordinator, which, what does that mean? The Long Island beaches were his responsibility. So from Brooklyn to Montauk Point was his. Over time, it became Nassau, Suffolk. And then just before he retired, it was Suffolk County. He had a 4-wheel drive. The environment meant everything to him. And I would, on a day off, go on the 4-wheel drive on the beach on Fire Island. We would drive from West Islip all the way out east to Smith Point on the beach because he worked for the DEC. So it's pretty cool.
You know what, Claudia? I have to introduce you to my daughter who's in her last year of college. She's studying environmental sciences and sustainability. She would have met your dad.
I also have to show you one more antique because what would be, my father without showing. This is my father's first radio for calls. This wooden box, and it actually is stamped on the back, North Babylon Fire Department. And this was the radio that he had in the house.
You got that at home.
Yeah. And you would get the calls, but you can see there's 2 screws with a wire that you put up the wall, like, the coat hanger from
yeah.
And it's just a wooden box with a speaker that plugged in the wall. I wouldn't plug it in now, I'll tell you that. It would be a shocking experience. But, I have his badge. Look at this radio. Do you believe this radio?
Yeah.
Weighs about 400 pounds.
He used to pull his pants down.
Yeah, right?
It's so heavy.
Go to a fire. Good news.
Any stories that your dad told you that you remember?
And I don't want to. I mean, no disrespect. This is a real story. So let me just tell you. Talk about a bad day. And he used to say that. He said, "You think you're having a bad day?"
Right.
Was called to a call once, and a person was very distraught, depressed, tied a rope around their neck and went off of one of the overpasses on Sunrise Highway.
Right.
The rope broke. They were run over by a car and they lived. I know it's not funny, but he was like, oh my God, this poor, like all that they wanted to do to get out of this world. So he's, you need to be here. Somebody's telling you need to be here and it wasn't your time.
Yeah.
Because to have the rope break, get hit by a car because they threw themselves off the bridge on Sunrise Highway and then still live,
What's even worse is that night he went to one of my shows.
Yeah, that might have been the reason, But so he would say, you think you had a bad day. This poor person really had a bad day.
If people don't understand that are watching from all over the country, whatever, Long Island is made up of many volunteer fire departments.
Yes.
New York City is paid, but Long Island is 95% volunteer, and her dad volunteered for this many years.
Yes.
A full-time job like
68 years.
And we were speaking to Tom earlier. You have to keep up a certain amount of hours of response in order to remain active.
Yes.
So this man was a hero, and that's why I wanted Chloe to come on, because he was a special man.
Yeah. Behind me are all his accommodations and pictures and
You must be so proud.
Yeah, you know, all of his ambulances that he had. He actually had an ambulance that was dedicated to him that had a plaque inside. They actually christened it, and it was his ambulance, you know,
Nice.
until it was retired, and then they do
Right.
it for other firefighters. But, you know, growing up with a dad that's a fireman, the radio was in the house. We were woken up any time of the day or night by the call, you know, boop, 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 boop. We would hear it. You'd hear it literally 3 a.m. And my dad, without a complaint, put on his clothes, ran out the door, and went to a call. And if he got back at 5 a.m, he had a cup of coffee and went to the DEC and worked all day.
What was your dad's full name, Claudia?
What's that?
What was your dad's full name?
Jean L. Gilman, but it's spelled Jean. He's French, so it's Jean Lucien Gilman.
So if we Googled him, would we find some interesting stuff?
I don't know. It's a good question because I actually have pictures. I can't find them at the moment, but he actually worked for August Belmont for the state parks.
Right.
He drove a car for Robert Moses.
Wow.
And
by the way, your cousin Maureen is chiming in.
I love my Uncle Gene. Yes, that's my cousin Maureen.
Hey, Maureen.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was just a great guy and selfless. You know, just selfless.
Love it.
You know?
The few minutes we have left, do you want to mention a project you recently were working on? Is this a place that we can find it, or are we not ready to talk about it yet?
We're not ready to talk about a website, but I can tell you, I'm shooting a documentary. We're all done. We're up to the first cut. I'm learning lingo, which is the first cut. We look at the director, myself, the executive producer. I'm the writer, creator, and then the editor. And then we have some B-roll we have to shoot and submit, and then we start to edit it down because
what is it about? What is it about, Claudia?
It's about it's called By Day by Night, Working to Make People Laugh. And so what it's about is comedians with very peculiar disconnect jobs and occupations that have nothing to do with stand-up. So I have a minister who is a missioner all over the world. I have a man who is deaf-blind who started a foundation to raise money for hearing impaired people to get hearing aids.
We got to get him.
I have a psychiatrist from New York City who has worked at Bellevue who does stand-up comedy, a court officer, and somebody who works for Adult Protective Services.
Oh, I thought you said adult film star.
No, no.
That would be interesting.
And that'd be interesting. But no, Adult Protective Services. And so they're very, disconnected from the comedy world. And yet by day, those are their occupations. And by night, they do stand-up comedy.
You know what? A lot of what makes comedy funny is talking about things that people can relate to, jobs, right? And looking at it in a different way.
True.
Like Richie here. So we thank you for coming on. Thank you for talking about your dad. I just wanted to have you on because he just seems like such a special guy. Wish I would have been able to meet him.
Thank you. He used to come to my comedy shows, and I had a whole host of jokes just about him, and he loved it. He loved it. He let me poke fun at him.
Of course, it's an honor.
And as a way to remember him, like I try to do my act, continue to tell those jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Claudia. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you on stage.
All right. Bye now.
We'll have you back when the documentary gets out.
Oh, that would be awesome. Great.
Maravita. I love saying that name.
She's amazing herself.
Yeah, she's funny. She's smart. Everything I'm not.
You're all those things.
She's a good lady. And
you know what? You're a lot sharper than you let on the big.
Yeah, you think so? I hope so. I hope so. You're smarter than people think you are. I hope so. I really.
You're a lot smarter than you look.
Most people go, he's an idiot. All right, let's bring in our comic.
Oh.
Final guest of the night, Jason Pellini.
Yes.
Pellini is here, Jason.
Now this is a treat because I just met Jason. I did a show with him. Yep.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, Jason, I was really, really impressed for the time you've been doing comedy, and the material's clever.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to hear. I don't know how to follow up Claudia because she had like all her dad's stuff and all those touching stories. And she brought in the flag. I've got like a Green Day poster above my bed, and that's about all I can show you.
What you got?
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's
like
all right.
that too.
We understand. And I think I judged you in the comedy contest, right?
Yes, you did.
And was very, very impressed with your material and how funny you are and just likable. So I said, let's have him on. Here you are. What are some of the things you talk about in your act?
I get asked that question a lot, and it's weird. It's hard to sum up. I don't entirely know like what I'm allowed to say on here, but I talk a lot about my sexuality. Like,
Talk about that. So,
okay, cool.
How you deliver it?
All right. So I like to say that I'm bisexual, and a lot of people think that I'm gay at first, which is not a hard assumption to make. But a lot of people have a lot of things to say about me being bisexual. You know, I'll tell people and they'll be like, "You're greedy. You just like attention. You can't make decisions. Get out of my house. You're not my son anymore." I got to keep that down. He's in the other room. But
that's great.
No, all it really means is that there are twice as many people that I can't get to go out with me. So it's nice. And I want to. Oh, a new thing. You mentioned McDonald's, and that made this pop into my head. I went upstate with my girlfriend recently, and we were driving upstate, and we wanted to stop for food. And we went to McDonald's, and we went to the drive-thru. And my girlfriend, has this like fuzzy steering wheel cover.
Yeah.
And we pulled up to the drive-thru window. The guy gives us our food, and he says, "Oh, I thought that was a dog." And I said, "It was," and I drove away.
Funny.
Very good.
Hey, that's my girlfriend.
That's where I thought he was going.
And it's
you think you didn't go with the obvious.
Exactly.
That's right.
I
Very
appreciate
funny.
it. It's strange though, because I have like a problem. I have a bone to pick with McDonald's, because have you guys seen like the new fancy design for McDonald's? It's weird. It's like I go to McDonald's for food that if you fed it to a small Victorian child, it would melt their insides. I don't go for fine dining.
Right.
Going to like McDonald's and it being all fancy kind of reminds me of like when you're watching an award show and Adam Sandler shows up in a suit and pretends to be a real actor, you know? It's like you try to be fancy all you want, but we know what's going on under there, Jack and Jill. Hey.
That's me.
That was even funny.
Thank you. That was a strange movie. Have you seen that movie? I don't have a joke about it, but it was Adam Sandler dressed as a woman, so it was a horror movie.
His sister. Jill. It was. I thought it was hysterical. No,
no.
You're not an Adam Sandler fan.
I'm not, and it's I get into a lot of debates about this. I don't have a joke about this. You know, I just don't appreciate Adam Sandler, and a lot of people do, and I just can't appreciate him in the way a lot of people do.
And you're a fine actor.
I am. It's true, you know. Though I think we're all fine actors right now, because I've been getting to put my acting skill to use a lot in pretending to like the things my relatives buy me for the holidays. You know,
that's tough.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's hard. It is like what do you? My relatives bought me. My uncle bought me an Amazon gift card recently, and an Amazon gift card is just for relatives that don't talk to you unless it's Christmas and have no idea what you want. So they're like, "Here's this Amazon gift card. You can buy anything with it as long as anything is on Amazon." It's like cash, but worse. You know, a gift card is just like money for people who don't trust you to have money.
I agree with him that I like to get a present.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll complain about the present.
Yeah.
But I like trying to be surprised. That's what it's all about.
You know what?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's good to know that they actually like care about you, you know, even if it's like socks. When I was a kid, I would see grown-ups get socks for Christmas and I'd be like, "Man, when am I going to start getting excited about socks?" And now I get socks for Christmas and I'm like, "Man, when am I going to start being excited about socks?" Never. Never.
You can get socks with an Amazon gift card in it. That would be
there.
exciting.
You go. I used to tell my kids when they were very, very young, every gift they got from a relative or a friend and they open up in front of them, they always said the same thing. "Oh, I have this already."
Right.
I loved it.
No, I was a good child. I would lie. Even if I did have it already, I'd be like, "Yeah." And then I'd like go to my mom
I
and
always wanted this.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Give us what else you got in your act?
All right. Let me.
Can you tell us about Kanye West?
Yes. Thank you. I've been meaning to mention this. Kanye West, I don't know if you guys have seen, but has just been saying some like really awful, terrible stuff. And I wrote a joke about Kanye West like a month ago. And I recently was like, oh, I'm gonna have to take it out of my act. It's not gonna be relevant anymore soon. And then he went and did the funniest thing. They actually took him, Kanye West, out of the Wax Museum in New York City, right? Which is great. But you know who else is in the Wax Museum? Hitler. Hitler is in the Wax Museum. And you know, like, imagine how bad do you have to be that you're in a room with Hitler and they're like, you gotta go, man, you gotta get out.
That is funny.
Yeah,
that is funny. Hitler stays, Kanye goes.
Yeah, and now I don't know how political we want to get on here, but I like to let people know that I'm not gonna show my views because this country is very divided. Some of us are huge fans of that old white man that shouldn't have access to the nuclear codes. And the rest of us are huge fans of that old white man that shouldn't have access to the nuclear codes. So we made, I noticed we made a lot of fun of the way Donald Trump tweeted when he was president, which was totally fair. But we don't make enough fun of the way Joe Biden tweets because he tweets like nobody's told him he's the president yet, you know? Like when the abortion thing happened, he was like, we must protect Roe v. Wade. We must protect abortion. Who's we? You're the president. Imagine you're on a plane and the plane's falling out of the sky and the pilot comes and sits down next to you and says, someone really ought to be flying the plane, man. What are you here for?
Very good.
Can you tell us the start with Trump at a funeral?
Yes. Okay. So I have this impression of, Donald Trump walks into a funeral and then later Joe Biden walks into that same funeral. So let me do that for you.
Okay.
Trump walks into the funeral and he's like, I'm sorry for your loss. This is a huge loss, a tremendous loss, much like when Joe Biden lost the 2020 election to me that I won. And then Joe Biden walks into the funeral and he looks around and he goes, this is great. I haven't been to a wedding in years. And have you seen, I mean, you live on Long Island too, so you've gone around to the gas stations and you've seen have you seen the stickers people put under the gas price? It's a picture of Joe Biden pointing at the gas price going, I did that.
Yeah.
And I think that's funny if you don't understand the economy. But if you take that picture and put it somewhere else, I think it's even funnier, like under a missing dog poster, like if you just see a missing dog poster and it's just Joe Biden going, I did that. Yeah.
Good stuff, Jason. Where are you going to be appearing?
I'm going to be at the Red Zone in Babylon on the 16th. And then I'm actually hosting a show at Governor's McGuire's for the first time on the 30th, which I am excited about.
And you should be.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Well,
Thank
hopefully
you.
We'll see you on one of our shows soon.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'd love to have you, and we thank you for taking the time to come on our show tonight.
Of course, yep.
Great. Yeah.
All right, well, have a great night, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good
Not
job.
easy. Not easy to come on and have two students looking at you and
prepared,
make you laugh, and his poor guy, right?
Yeah.
He didn't break any HIPAA laws, though. He was the only one tonight.
Yeah,
right?
but I broke one, and I don't
You
even
did.
know what it is.
You started talking about us and our diabetes.
HIPPA, HIPAA.
You can't do that. February 10th, we got the big show. Bobby, do you have that flyer for February 10th? Can we throw that up? Tickets can be bought on the Laughter Saves Lives website, laughtersaveslives.org. There it is. Is that it?
That's tonight.
Oh, that's tonight. No, that's not.
There we are.
There it is. There it is. At the theater, above the theater, there's a nice little room up there. We're going to be having a ball, raising some money for this cause. Everybody in the neighborhood coming out. And Paley's coming out, our new member of the board of directors. He's bringing a table. Great guy. So it should be a good night. Butch, do you want to add anything else before we close out?
I do not. I do want to let you know that as far as HIPAA goes, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, you can talk about your own stuff. You just can't talk about other people's stuff.
Butch, we do comedy.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, we do comedy. We do yucks.
We're going to venture into comedy next week.
Now next week we're gonna bring out your medical records. Now
I'm gonna just
We
for
don't have
that.
that kind of time.
Just for that, I'm wearing a really loud, obnoxious shirt.
Orange shirt. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You can catch us again if you ever missed the show tonight on Saturday at 7 on channel 115. That's Long Island, obviously. Watch us on Facebook and YouTube, and we will see you next week. Good night from Laughter Saves Lives. Live.
Leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.